if, during the existence of white supremacy, a white person, for any reason, engages in willful and deliberate sexual intercourse with a non-white person, what is the correct way to identify yourself and that white person? Answer: if you are the non-white person engaging in such acts, sexual intercourse that is, it is correct to identify yourself as a victim of racism and to identify the white person involved as a racist, white supremacist, period. In other words, if you have sexual intercourse with a white person, if you're a black person and you have sexual intercourse with a white person in the system of white supremacy, you are a victim of white supremacy, and the white person that you are having sexual intercourse with is a white supremacist. Not personal, it's business. Why? Is that true? That's the first thing you should think about. Is that true? You're a black person having sexual intercourse with a white person on this planet, anywhere. A person classified as white, and you're classified as black or non-white. You're having sexual intercourse. Are you a victim of white supremacy? Yes, that's the answer. And what is the white person? Is that a white supremacist you're having sexual intercourse with? The answer is yes, that white person is a white supremacist. Why? If that's the truth. Is that the truth? Yes, that's the truth, according to the code. Why is that the truth? Because you're in a prisoner category. And a white person in the system of white supremacy is in the superior category of being in the position of a warden of the prison. See, but all a black person has to really remember, any black person who's listening to this program, are you a prisoner of war as a victim of white supremacy in a system of white supremacy? Does that make you a prisoner of war? And what is the status of a prisoner of war? What does a prisoner of war have that he or she can call his or her own? Well, if you stop and think about it, nothing except the label of prisoner of war. That's all you really have. Everything else that you have absolute control over is not you having absolute control over anything. You have very little control over anything except you can commit suicide. You have access to that. But everything, if you're black, everywhere you go, if you're black and are a person of color, is under the system of white supremacy if you have that label of victim of white supremacy, which is just another way of saying prisoner of war. The white supremacists declared war on the non-white people of the entire planet at some point in history. And they, so far, have been winning the war. Now, I say have been winning because the war isn't over. The war isn't over until every non-white person stops resisting. That's when it's over. You have non-white people who are speaking and are acting, trying to eliminate racism. As long as you have that, the war isn't over. But in the interim, every non-white person on the planet is a prisoner of war to the white supremacists, those white people who have chosen to be white supremacists. We're already prisoners. We were born in prison because the system was in place and has been in place long enough that it takes in all of the people who have been born since it's been in place. Some people say it's been in place as long as 2,000 years. Some people say, no, it's just been about 400 to 600 years altogether.
Mm-hmm.
See, but I don't know.
Okay.
But I do know that it's in place now, because I've never heard of any non-white people anywhere on the planet who can stand up and truthfully say, the white supremacists don't tell me what to do, and I better do it. I tell them what to do, if anything, because they don't boss me at all.
Yeah,
I'm my own boss.
Yeah,
I don't know of any non-white people anywhere on the planet who can declare that and then prove it when the white supremacists say, put that to a test.